Assalamualaikum and very good morning, guys. Before we start, have you ever played this game? Okay, this is one of the successful game that has been created by using OpenGL back in the 20 years ago or more. Okay, it first started as a Half-Life game, and then suddenly the Counter-Strike has been created as a successful of the Half-Life game. Okay, so including me, this game has been widely played by the user all around the world. Okay, let's move on to the next. So we have seen just now Counter-Strike games, which is using OpenGL graphics library. Okay, so what we're going to learn today is about the OpenGL graphics API. So as you all know, OpenGL has been contributed to so many applications and games, okay, and also animations. So in order to know the basic thing about OpenGL, let I introduce to you for today learning for this video session what is the basic things about OpenGL and how to set up, and also what is the first hello world for the OpenGL. Okay, so I'm also will be using Angelboo interactive computer graphics back in the 2005. So it has a lot of edition. Okay, since 2005 right now is 7th edition. Okay, using WebGL. Okay, let's move on. So this is game that I have been displayed to you guys just now. Okay, game engine is one of the tools that has been used by the gamers, by the game developer, in order to create games. There are two rival game engine that has been widely used. The first one is the Unity, the second one is the Unreal Engine. So how these two game engine connected to the OpenGL? Okay, the answer is both have OpenGL, have a Vulkan graphic API, have DirectX graphic API, and also the Metal graphics API. So all in one. Okay, and when you develop the game using Unity or Unreal Engine, it automatically recognize the graphics API that you are going to use. Okay, so this is one of the screenshot of the basic application using OpenGL. Okay, so yes, from the source code you can see that it has a GL starting command. So for example, GLAD is one of the library in OpenGL, and then the GL word here. Okay, so meaning that this is a simulation graphic use we can call it use OpenGL graphics library. Okay, this one is has been developed in Mac. Okay, actually this is the basic object you can create directly using simple single line comment in the OpenGL. Okay, by writing it down into the command line in the source code of your program, you can draw a teapot, a cone, a cube, a torus, and also a sphere there. This is the example: the wire cube, wire cone, wire torus, wire sphere, and so many other command that can be used in the OpenGL. Okay, all has been widely defined in the OpenGL command. Okay, all you need to do is just to call it, and then in your source code in order to create your simulation or games. what is the main component for the OpenGL library is actually to have a glue, OpenGL utility library, and also a GLUT GL toolkit, okay, which is handling the Windows system interface. Okay, so these two, or there's one of the component GL, okay, glue, GL, and GLUT. All these three components exist together in order to create your application using OpenGL graphic library. So you need to somehow to put it into your directory and call this library. Okay, so for the compilation in Windows, so it has a lot of compilations. For this one, I just put it into the compilation in on Windows. Okay, so I'm using the Visual C++. So you need to have a glut.h, glut32.library, and glut32.dll from the web. Okay, right now there is a lot of some sort of like varieties of OpenGL graphic library. Okay, so some of the association use some modified OpenGL, and some use the original OpenGL graphic library. Okay, you can use this to create the console application, and then once you have put it into the directory, in C directory, and in specific location. For example, if you are using Visual Studio, okay, if you are using Visual Studio, what you need to do, you have to put into the Microsoft Visual Studio directory in the VC folder. There's a folder there. Okay, there's a lot of tutorial out there to how to put this graphic library into your Windows and also your Visual Studio directory. Okay, it's quite a simple step that you need to follow, and then you need to add some OpenGL 32 library, GLUT 32 library, and also GLUT 32 library to the project settings. Okay, so and then it also can be put into the Botland C or similar, or CYG Win, which is Linux under Windows. Okay, this is the timeline of the OpenGL development. Okay, starting back to from the 1992 until 2008 until right now is 2010, which is version OpenGL 4.4 or something. I think that's the end of the OpenGL version, and then the Kronos one of is the one that association that handle the OpenGL development. Okay, has introduced a Vulkan. Okay, Vulkan is one of the modern graphic API. Okay, so what the differences between all these versions? It's just nothing. It just add features that need to be used in games, in simulation. So of course, when we grow into the next version and the updated version, it has a lot of updated features. But for the basic thing that you're going to learn is actually just some simple generated object using GL polygon and so on. So we are not going to use some advanced technique in OpenGL, but it's up to you to explore soon once you have expert in the OpenGL graphics API. Okay, of course, there's a lot of OpenGL. There's a lot of graphic API, another graphic API. Okay, such as Metal. Okay, and DirectX, and also Vulkan. Okay, so like we compare, what is the first version OpenGL? So for example, this is the pipeline of the OpenGL 1.0. It's quite somehow quite simple with the vertex data, and then vertex transform lighting, and then some primitive setup and rasterization, fragment coloring and texturing, and also blending, and then voila, we have the generated object there in our monitors. And then for the version 4.1, we have some vertex shaders, we have tessellation control shader, tessellation evolution shader, and so many advanced things that have been put there in order to create some very nice graphics API. Okay, so for the what if you recall just now in the previous few previous slides, I introduced to you Unity and also Unreal Game Engine. Okay, so the component of the OpenGL exists in both engine is new and updated OpenGL. It is a version 4 point something. Okay, and what is function? This is in the OpenGL. Okay, this now in this slide is, of course, it has a primitive to generate points, to create line segment, polygon, and then it has attributes. Either we're going to set the attributes of the objects, and then the third one we have the transformation, we have viewing, the modeling. Okay, for the transformation we can rotate the object, and then zoom in and zoom out the object, and then use some camera transformation and so on. And then we have a control, and then also input. Okay, in order we're going to control the object and so on using the keyboard, mouse, and so on. Okay, we have an input. Okay, and also a query. Okay, so the other one is what is the example of OpenGL function command. Okay, this is one of the example. They have a lot of command. GLUT, for example, this one is starting with GL, the other one start with GLUT, and so on. Okay, so for example, GL vertex 3F. So the GL is the function name, meaning you are using the OpenGL. So once the people that actually use the OpenGL see you are using a GL, OpenGL, so they can see you can see the GL words there. Okay, vertex meaning you are going to generate a vertex. Okay, and then 3 is dimensional, is 3D. Okay, it has a X, Y, Z. What the meaning of the F? Okay, here F is meaning the X, Y, Z that has been introduced for the dimension is floating. Okay, if GL vertex 3i, meaning that is an integer, so you cannot use the float numbers. So it's better for you to just use 3F, or you can use the 3D. GL vertex 3D means a double. Okay, so it has integer, int, floats, float, and double, double. Okay, and this is belong to GL library. What meaning of this one? Okay, 3FV meaning you are putting the coordinates into the array. Okay, okay, so defines. So for example, when you are going to write a simple code using OpenGL, you need to introduce the include files, which is gl.h, glue.h, and glut.h. Some of them just use the gl/glut.h. gl is a folder that contains the glut.h, and then it should automatically include the others, meaning that if you introduce glut.h, it has gl.h and glue.h inside the glut.h. So this header file automatically call the other two header. Okay, so this is the important header that you're going to put into your OpenGL source code. Okay, otherwise you cannot call the GL begin, for example, GL begin for GL polygon, and then for the function GL clear, and so other OpenGL command. So make sure you put the GL glut.h in your file. Okay, it also include files such as OpenGL data type, GL float, GL bird. Okay, the question here: can you use the ordinary or the normal float function? For example, integer a equal to 4. Okay, and compared to you use GL int equal to 4. So you can use either one. Either you can use OpenGL data types or the C++ data type. This can be used in either way. Okay. Okay, simple one. This is just one simple program to generate the square box. Okay. So this is the portion of the white square code. Okay. Okay. So we have the function GL clear there. This is to make sure that the background is black. Okay. So it put it sounds like it's clear everything there, and then we put the GL load entity, which is to allow the multipass. Okay, meaning that you're going to introduce something. Okay, you're going to put some objects, a clean object. Okay, and then the GL Auto. This one, GL Auto, is actually for you to put the viewing of the object, the location of the object. So you're going to put the camera where the object is going to be displayed. Okay, so you can see the object directly from the camera. Okay, and then GL Begin is where we generate the image. Okay, meaning a square from coordinates 1 1. So the X is 1, the Y is 1. Look here at I, it's an integer, so we cannot use 1.1 or 1.2. It still we recognize just an integer, so it is 1. So if for example, if we introduce 1.5, it will read as a 1 only, not 1.5. Okay, so 3 1 3 3 and 1 3. So from these coordinates you can actually recognize this is a shape of square. So GLN, so you enclose the object. Since you start with GL Begin, you end up with the GLN, and then you put the GL Flush, which is to flush all the memory, to clear all the memory that has not been used. Okay, and then to force the completion of this code. Okay, this is the full code. Okay, this is where you include the glad.h. So this the rest of the code. Okay, you have a function void draw that soon you're going to call it in the display function. Don't worry about the source code yet. Okay, but you need to know that this the basic function of the GL Begin. We're using the GL polygon. Okay, we draw the object GLN, and then we call the function of void draw into our display function. Okay, so this is the glad main function. Okay, this is where it call all the function exists from this starting from the glad.h until the rest of the code. Okay, so the simple CPP, this is the breakdown of the function. So we have the void my display, GL clear. Okay, and then you write this is another example to F using the float function. Okay, the float data types, so GLN and GL Flush. Okay, and then you call it the integer main here. You call it my display function. So if you notice, void draw and also void my display is slightly the same. Okay, you can name it anything, but you must call what you have been draw into the display function here. Okay, so this display callback is execute whenever OpenGL decide the display must be refreshed. For example, when the window is open. So that's the end for this introduction of the OpenGL. We will see you on the next example and also notes about the OpenGL programming. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you.